You might have noticed that I haven't made a video in the last 3 weeks since calling for Coach Bud's job. That's because I fell into the trap of thinking that this season was just over. And I really had no interest in litigating whose fault it was over and over and over. I feel like that's what every video would have been. I just wanted to get the season over with and get to the off season where we can take a fresh look at the roster and try to make some much needed changes. Hit the like for us, and please tell us in the comments, what do you think is the biggest reason for the Suns' sudden turnaround? Because they have really come alive as of late, specifically the last 6 games, in which they've won 5. And as of this moment, they're safely in the 10th seed, an actual play-in team now, and they're only a half of a game behind the Kings for the 9th, in which case they would play the Rockets. Needless to say, a few weeks ago, all of this was completely unexpected, right? And I really think it all hinges on the fact that Bud was forced due to injuries and all of the losing over and over and over again. Those two things forced Bud to play the young guys, which he had been very reluctant to do. The guys that have speed and energy and jumping ability. The guys that had extra effort left to give. The guys like Ryan Dunn who can actually guard the perimeter. After months of trying to jam the square pegs of Tyus Jones and Mason Plumlee into the round holes of this offense and defense, Bud was forced to play Colin Gillespie and Oso Ighodaro. And wow, what a difference that has made. It's pretty remarkable. Think about it. A couple of weeks ago, the notion that just playing Colin Gillespie more and Ryan Dunn, who everybody said couldn't shoot, and Oso, who they said was just too small and can't rebound. The notion that playing those guys would make this big of a difference this soon will get you laughed off of Twitter or wherever you talk ball. But that statement actually ends up being true and now proven. The Suns already had their scoring core in Book and KD. And both of those guys are veterans. They didn't need a whole bunch of other vets out there with them that can't move. Of course, I'm talking about defense. Ryan Dunn specifically. Sundo deserves credit for seeing that it was Ryan Dunn for the Suns all along. I was all in on him after the Summer League, after I saw what he could do. And through this season, I have maintained that Bud has to have patience with him and allow him to play through his struggles shooting. The same patience that he has for Royce and all of his ice-cold shooting games. Same goes for Tyus. How long did Tyus get to shoot and miss and bring nothing to the team? All of that patience for Plumlee, even when he was on his BS. I don't care what the reason is. I'm just appreciative to Bud for making and sticking with these changes. He had Plumlee available to go versus the Bucks, and he still DNP'd him. That's crazy. And it feels like the team rewarded him for making those changes by putting in the extra effort and going the extra mile when it comes to defense and rebounding as a team. Let this be a lesson to all of us how truly important rebounding and playing defense are. Often overlooked. It's been all the difference for this team. This team that against all odds can look at themselves in the mirror and say, we actually have a shot to make some noise in the play-in and perhaps win more games in the playoffs than we did last season, which would be a huge win. And if it's a favorable matchup in the first round, I don't want to get ahead of myself. I'm just saying the Suns are on that type of trajectory right now. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you guys for the next live stream. Till then, go Suns.